Hey friends, welcome back to another video. I have noticed that there's a few new subscribers over the last few weeks, so I wanted to just do a quick little introduction. My name is Diane. I am 30 years old, currently pregnant with my second baby. We are keeping the gender a surprise, so I don't know if it's a boy or a girl. I have a little 2-year-old, almost 3-year-old son named Archie. I celebrated 10 years married to my high school sweetheart, my husband Angel, and we live in Puerto Rico now. So that's like a quick, brief introduction to who I am, how old I am, and a little bit of background information about my life. But anywho, I'm so thankful that you guys are joining me on this video today. I had been waiting to film this because I was waiting for the baby to be born and the baby decided that they're not ready to come yet. I am 40 weeks pregnant, 40 weeks and 3 days, so a little bit past my due date at this point, and super anxious, eager to meet this baby. But yeah, we're just trusting God's timing, and baby's very comfy, cozy in my belly and just not ready to come yet. So we're just patiently waiting. But this video is going to be my 2022 recap. So I'm going to go month by month and recap this year. It was actually really fun kind of going through my phone. I started back in January and took little screenshots of pictures that embodied, I guess, what the month was like for me, and I'll share those as I talk about, you know, the recap, and I take you month by month about, you know, what this year was like. It was definitely, I wanted to do like a 2022 highlights, but to be honest, this year, first of all, that's not fun and realistic. Not every part of this year was a highlight. There was a lot of low moments, a lot of great moments. I would say this has been the year of the absolute most change, the most challenges I've experienced in a really long time, but nonetheless a really good year, a year that I'm extremely grateful and thankful for. And yeah, so anywho, without further ado, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is my 2022 recap. Okay, so I'm going to be looking down at my phone quite a bit in the video just because it's like the easiest way for me to remember the points for every month, and I'll share what I'm looking at here so you guys can kind of follow along with whatever pictures I pulled for the month. So starting with January 2022, I turned 30 years old, so I entered a new decade of life. I celebrated my 30th birthday this year. And it was such a great birthday. My husband and I, Angel and I, went to Ocean City, Maryland for the weekend. We stayed at the cutest little Airbnb, and it's off season, obviously, because it's winter, but everything was just covered in snow. It had just snowed a few days before, so it was just like crisp, cold air. The beach in the wintertime is just such a different vibe. I highly recommend you guys check out a beach in the winter if, you know, you live somewhere where it gets cold, because it just looks and feels so different. So it was just such a fun time. It was a perfect little weekend getaway for us. We really enjoyed each other's company. My mom ended up staying over the weekend to watch Archie for us, so we were able to go, just the two of us. I think that's the only thing we've done, just the two of us, this entire year was in January. So it was nice, and it was super fun, and it was super beautiful, and a really great way to ring in this new decade of life. So that is the month of January. Next, in February, we celebrated my brother-in-law and sister-in-law's baby showers. They were expecting their third daughter. My brother-in-law was expecting his third daughter, and they had a baby shower. It was super sweet. I helped kind of like decorate with his girlfriend Taylor, and that was fun, and it was awesome to spend time with family, and it was just a good, sweet, loving month. The theme for the baby shower was candy hearts, so it fit right in with Valentine's Day. It was super cute and super fun, and that kind of recaps what February was like. Okay, so now we're entering into March, April, May, which were just like the hard months of the year, I guess, if I can like say. I don't know. March started off great. Archie turned 2 and we celebrated his birthday. We had a spaced themed birthday party, so it was to the moon, and we had like NASA gear on, not gear, but like clothes that said NASA on it. He had an amazing time at his birthday party. He turned 2 years old on March 5th. And we had a birthday party at the house. We were not able to really celebrate his first birthday because it was like literally just 1 year past COVID, and things were still not like 100% better. Not that they are 100% better even today, but you know, things were just, the world was different. So it was really nice to celebrate his second birthday just a little bit more and invite a little bit more family over and some friends, and it was just super good time. He had a blast. Later in the month of March, we lost my grandmother. So my mom's mom passed away late March. We all gathered in Massachusetts with my mom's side of the family. My sisters flew in, so it was nice in the sense that I got to reunite with my sisters after a while of us not seeing each other, but their circumstances were hard, and I was really happy that we were able to be there for our mom in that moment. It was a hard month. Started off great, ended out a little bit sad and hard. Then in April is like a roller coaster month. Like, I can't think of a more roller coaster month than April, because truly it was like full of so many highs and so many lows. I'm pulling up my pictures for April so I can just remember everything. So early April, we had my grandmother's funeral and her burial service. I found out I was pregnant in April. So when I tell you it was just like highs and lows galore, it truly was like so many highs, so many lows. I found out I was pregnant with our second baby. I was not expecting that. April, my husband turned 30, so we had a little surprise. Was it a surprise? I don't even remember. I don't think it was a surprise. Was it a surprise? No. I don't think it was a surprise. I can't remember. But we had a little birthday celebration for him. I did not tell him I was pregnant until his actual birthday, which was a few days after his party. So I kept it to myself, and that was like hard but fun. And yeah, it was a better month. Oh, we visited my best friend in Louisiana. We did a family trip where we met up in Louisiana. She lives in Alabama, and I had not seen her since she got out of the Army like 8 years ago. Was it 8 years? It had to have been like a really long time that we hadn't seen each other in person. I mean, we keep in touch all the time. We talk several times in the week, but I hadn't seen her in person in so long. So we took a trip. We met them in Louisiana at their grandparents' like campsite, and we rented a little like cabin, if you will, by the lake, and it was so much fun. I got to meet her 2 daughters. They got to meet Archie. I was pregnant already, so like, you know, she knew that I was, and it was just like, I don't know, just like a fun trip, a super great reunion. I was so happy to have seen them, and it was just a great time. So yeah, that was April. Okay, so next up is May, and May is again another one of those like high and low type months. Let me see, what picture did I pull for May? Okay, May was Mother's Day, so we had a reunion at my mom's house with a lot of our family members that came in. I don't know, maybe some of you might know this, maybe some of you don't. If you follow me on Instagram, you may know this, but we lost our aunt in May. So my dad's sister had been battling cancer for maybe like 5 years or a little longer than that. And she lost her battle at the end of the month. So she was still with us for Mother's Day. I was able to tell her that I was expecting in May. I pretty much was able to share the news with all my friends and family members. I was kind of waiting to be in like that safe zone of like 12 plus weeks before we shared the news. And at that point I'm pretty sure I was like 12 weeks or a little bit farther along than that. And so Mother's Day, we got all together. I told my mom I was expecting. I told my aunt I was expecting. My grandma was there. It was a nice reunion of all of us, which was super cool and fun. Let me see. That was early May, and then by late May we had lost her. May was also the month my dad had come in March when my grandmother passed away, and when he arrived we quickly realized he was going through a manic episode, which I think I've also talked about this on YouTube, of my dad and I don't even know how to say this. I've been open about my dad's mental illness and how it affects our family and how it has affected me in my life as both like a preteen all the way into adulthood. So when my dad came in March to be there for my mom, we realized like he was definitely not on his medication for his bipolar disorder, and he was suffering from like the early stages of a manic episode. By May, literally right before my aunt passed away, my dad suffered, I guess you could say, a mental break, and he was taken into a psychiatric hospital. So it was just a really hard month. My dad was, you know, in a psychiatric hospital. His sister passed away, and he was not able to even say his last goodbyes to her due to the fact that he was in a really terrible state of mind. So it was just a lot of emotions to balance. And also I was like kind of newly pregnant into my early stages of my second trimester. So March through May, again, highs and lows throughout the entire month. It was lovely in the sense that I was able to share this beautiful news that we were expanding our family, and we were really excited about it. But you know, it came with its struggles. It was not an easy few months, especially May. May was just like, I felt like one blow after the other, but it just brought us so close together. My sisters all flew in again. They were able to say their final goodbyes to my aunt and just be there to support me and my mom, and all of us support just each other with everything that was happening with our dad. And yeah, May was rough. Okay, so in June we listed our house. So we lived in New Jersey. We're originally from New Jersey, and I was in the Army, so we lived outside of Jersey for like a few years. And then when I got out of the Army, we came back to Jersey, and we had been living in Jersey since 2015. So from 2015 all the way up to the middle of 2022. And we had purchased our first home like 2 or 3 years ago. So like in 2019 we purchased our first home, and by June of 2022 we had decided between us that we were gonna list our house and move to Puerto Rico. We didn't share the news about the move to Puerto Rico with anybody just yet, but we did decide to list our house. So June was filled with lots of that, like just all the logistics of what it meant to sell a home, figuring out like the ins and outs of how we were gonna get ourselves and our things and our family, like all of it, to PR, where we were, excuse me, where we were gonna live, all the things, and tons and tons of family time. We spent so much time with family in June. It was so fun. We went to the beach a bunch. I like hung out with my nieces a lot. I really made it a point to just spend a lot of quality time with our family, and eventually we did start sharing with our close family and a few friends what our plans and our intentions were for this year, which was ultimately to move to PR. So I feel like that is June in a nutshell. Again, we just did a lot of like hanging out, and it was fun. It was nice and exciting, nerve-wracking, because we were listing our house. We were gonna sell our home, and we had made the decision to move to Puerto Rico. All right, in July was a better month. We announced on Instagram that we were expecting our baby, and that was super exciting. We got like so much like love and positive energy, like of the news. Like everyone was so happy and excited for us. So at that point, all of my friends and my family knew, but nobody, like the general public, like I hadn't shared it, right? And I was really excited to start sharing it, start like documenting my baby bump and all the things. So I was super happy to just get the news out there. That was in July. My dad was released from the psychiatric hospital late June, but early to middle of July is when he actually started to show signs of recovery, and he was doing a lot better, and it was just really nice to have like a conversation with him. And it was something that I truly did not think I would have the opportunity to do again. I remember in May when I was mourning my aunt, I also mourned my dad, because I really felt like he wasn't going to come back from this episode. So to see him come out the other side and to be able to reflect on everything that had happened over the last few months, what brought him to the point where he was at, and just like, I don't know, just have conversations with him was great. I kind of felt like the year was kind of taking a turn for the better, and that was super nice. And July, again, just jam-packed with family outings, hanging out with friends. I had like the cutest, funnest sunset picnic with one of my best friends. I love her to death. It was her idea, I'm pretty sure, and it turned out so fun and so cute. I really made it a point to spend as much quality time with my best friends and with our family, and it was just a super fun summer. Like summer in Jersey was like the highlight of the year. It really was so fun, and I really feel like everyone kind of like embraced us and knew that we were leaving at that point and wanted to hang out as much as they could with us. And it just felt super nice to I don't know, be in community with the people that we love and everyone we knew we were gonna miss so much when we did leave. Okay, August. So in August we announced, I believe on YouTube and on Instagram, I think, that we were moving to Puerto Rico. We were under contract in late August, so we had somebody that was interested in it. We sold the house pretty much in August as well, and it was just like, I don't know, full steam ahead. I was really pregnant at that point, close like to the middle end of my second trimester, and it was just moving, like all about packing and sorting out the last details about getting our car shipped, getting our move shipped, all the things. So August was a super busy month. We still did tons of hanging out with family and friends, which again, I'm so grateful for. All the time we got to spend together. I miss everyone so much in Jersey, for real. But August was closing month. It was, you know, get things done, get ready for this move. And yeah, it was a busy month, but we did it. September, we moved to Puerto Rico. So Archie and I came to Puerto Rico first. Angel had to stay back for like a few reasons. And I have YouTube videos on all this. I have a moving vlog. And I also have like my first week in Puerto Rico vlog, so I'll again try to remember to link all those videos as we get through all the points. But yeah, September was probably again one of the like second hardest months of the year. I would say May was the hardest and September was right there with it. So when we first got to Puerto Rico, my sister flew out with Archie and I, which godsend. I could not have done that week. I would not have survived that week without my sister's help and my cousin Kevin, who lives in Puerto Rico, his help. It was just Archie and I was very, very pregnant at that point. Archie was not adjusting well to the move. He was not feeling great about the fact that his dad was not with us here in Puerto Rico, and there was just so much running around that needed to happen. I needed to get my car, I needed to get my first doctor's visit out of the way. I needed to figure out getting the keys for the house, getting this house cleaned, getting it ready for us to move into the house. It was just so much, and I was super sick. I had like a severe cough. I felt like I was gonna die. I was not sleeping. It was a hard month. And then when Angel got here, we were hit with a storm. A hurricane hit the island. It was a Category 1 hurricane, but it put us without power for 20 days. We had no power for 20 days, or a little over 20 days. We had no water for over 2 weeks. No internet, and my husband works from home, so it was the hardest month for real. It was just not what we're used to at all. We've had never dealt with any sort of storm or natural disaster of any sort. Like in Jersey, you don't really get storms. I mean, we've had hurricanes and stuff, but the resources are different there. Like you don't go 20 something days without power. So it was just the most humbling experience I've ever went through, I feel like, other than like the army. But it was rough, and being really pregnant, I was nearing the end of my second trimester, if not already in my third. I can't even remember the calculations at this point, but it was a trying month for sure. But I was super happy that Angel finally made it to the island like a week after we had arrived, and we just made do. We really just had to like tough it out and figure things out, and we survived. But yeah, next we have October. October was a crazy busy month, but it was an amazing month. Probably top like 1 or 2 moments of 2022 is just the month of October in itself. Let me pull up the pictures for October because there's just like so many highlights to talk about in that month. Here we go. Okay, so early October, we flew out to Texas. We still didn't have power here, by the way. When we left the island, we were still without power, but we made it to Texas early October, and so much went down. I met my nephew Jax for the first time. He was turning 1 year old. Actually, the day we landed was his birthday. He turned 1 on the day that I met him. So I met my nephew Jax. We stayed with my sister and my brother-in-law, and my sister Celia flew in, and my parents flew in, and it was like this huge reunion to celebrate Jax's first birthday and my niece / goddaughter Camila, who was turning 4. So it was just a week full of celebrations. Like within that week, on October 5th, Jax turned 1. On October 6th, Camila turns 4. On October 9th, my sister turned 25. And on October 11th, Angel and I celebrated our 10-year anniversary. So we've been married for 10 years. It was like, I think we've been together for 14 years, married for 10. So a huge month of celebrations all in that first half of the month. It was so much fun being in Texas with our family and our nieces and we saw friends. It was just great. We had our maternity photo shoot while we were there. It was like the dreamiest little photo shoot. I love the way that maternity session and those photos came out. I was like 30 something weeks, no, 29 weeks pregnant around that time frame. So our visit in Texas was amazing. It was so fun, and I'm really happy that we had the opportunity to celebrate all those birthdays and anniversaries and all the things together. Then, what else? Okay, so right after we left Texas, we literally left Texas, flew out to Dominican Republic, and celebrated our anniversary slash baby moon slash last trip as a family of 3. We had this vacation planned to Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. It was Archie, Angel, and I, the baby, obviously, who is still not born. So it was a slow paced vacation. We just stayed at the resort the whole time, but Archie loved it. He loved the water park. He loved all the things. It was not as relaxing as I would have loved for it to be, because, you know, when you're with toddlers and little ones, it's just a different type of vacation, a different agenda. It's not necessarily what you want to do. You got to kind of map it around the kiddos. But nonetheless, we were so blessed and grateful coming out of September to be able to do what we were doing in October. So we were super happy about that trip, and it was just so much fun. So that was really it in October. We got back to the island around the middle of October, and then the following week our move arrived. So we were just so happy that our move arrived because we had a bed finally. Imagine being 30 weeks pregnant and you're sleeping on a futon with like 1 pillow. It was just like not fun. So our bed arrived, my pregnancy pillow arrived, we had sofas and chairs and a table to eat at and dishes to eat off of, and I was so happy. It was just like all hands on deck. At that time, my parents had made it to PR because they had also listed their house, sold their home, and decided to move to Puerto Rico. They had always talked about doing that, but I was gonna make this move to PR whether they pulled the trigger on their move or not. It was just really great, and I'm so thankful that they happen to be here now too, because my mom has been a huge help. I don't know how we would have done this had they not like came, because we have a toddler and it's just really hard to go to doctor's visits. I would have had to do everything on my own, and luckily because my mom is here now and lives here full-time too, she's able to stay with us and help us out with Archie, while Angel and I have been able to go to the doctors and prep how we need to prep for baby number 2. So our move arrived, my mom helped us get settled in. It was just like we really knocked it out super fast, and I was super grateful for that. So that's October. Okay, November, we're almost done, guys. I feel like I'm talking forever, but it really has been a wild year full of so many things and changes and growth and fun and hard things. So we're almost done. November was my sprinkle. So we celebrated a little virtual sprinkle because, like I mentioned, we live in Puerto Rico. Our family's back in Jersey / Texas / Maryland / North Carolina. We have family everywhere at this point. So November was our sprinkle. We hosted a little virtual sprinkle. My family in Puerto Rico, I do have a few aunts and cousins, and my grandma lives in Puerto Rico, and obviously my mom and dad now too. They came to the house and we had like a really small little thing, a few gifts and things like that. And then I sent a Zoom link to my best friends and our family, and they all logged in, and we were able to just, like, I don't know, do little fun games through the computer and open a few gifts, and we had some food with my family that was here. It was so little and intimate, but so sweet, and I was very happy with the fact that I decided to do it, because I second guessed doing that. I was like, oh, I shouldn't do anything, like, this is gonna be dumb. But it was so cute and so fun, and it really did warm my whole soul to see my friends and my family on the computer, you know, even just celebrating with us, even if it was virtual. So that was great. And now December. What can I say about December? What has happened in December? Well, I made it through this entire pregnancy. I'm 40 plus weeks pregnant, and I'm healthy. The baby's healthy. Our family is healthy. Angel's doing good. Archie's doing good. My mom is doing good. My dad is doing okay, but again, always just thinking about him, keeping him in our prayers, and trying to be as supportive as we can through this mental illness of his. But either way, we celebrated Christmas for our first time in the island, which was fun and different. What else? We're like super settled in. The baby's things are ready. We are ready for the baby to arrive. It's just been a sweet and kind of slow end to a very busy year. So I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for this baby's health. I cannot believe it's December 30th and I still haven't met this baby, but you know, it's God's will, and we're just waiting, anxiously awaiting for this baby's arrival. So I hope you guys enjoyed this 2022 recap and kind of like following me through the months of this year and all the cool, hard, fun, sad moments that I had. And you know, I've been back on YouTube now for over a year. I'm pretty sure. I was like looking through like my YouTube videos, and I'm pretty sure I've been back for a little bit over a year now. So it's been a really fun year documenting this stuff on YouTube. I pretty much have a video that corresponds with most of these like highlights and most of these moments on of 2022, so you can go through and watch those. Thank you guys so much for subscribing and for liking and for commenting. I'm really excited to see where this channel goes. I'm super happy that I decided to pick this back up because this year really was a wild one, and I'm really glad that I have all these like videos that I can watch and look back on and revisit. Such an amazing year. So thank you guys again. I hope you will like and subscribe, and I will catch you in the new year, hopefully introducing our new little baby, boy or girl. We'll see, we'll figure it out. Hopefully in the next like few days. I'm ready. Again, thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.